Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle Reads a Lot of Fantasy. I'm Michelle, and I read a lot of fantasy. On this channel, I do book hauls, both physical and digital. I do fantasy book reviews, both physical and digital, and so much more. So, I actually finished this book last week, but last week was so crazy. I did a review of this on my main book channel, but I never did it for the fantasy one, mainly because I was just so busy. I've got 2 more chapters to go with the 15 through 20 of Dungeon Crawling Carl, the Anarchist Cookbook. I did get an email from the library stating that, hold on a second. Sorry. That the book is due in 3 days. So I am going to go ahead and get it on Kindle Unlimited. That way I don't have to worry about, missing my goal. Alright, so this is Whispers Underground by Ben. I cannot pronounce the name. This is the 3rd book in the main series, and I'm currently reading another book from the same author, which I will be doing. Take back. I can do videos longer than 15 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and just combine this review with the review of the first story of a series of short stories that I'm reading. So Whispers Underground has Peter and his partner Lindsay, I think I pronounce her name. They come in contact with a ghost, and his partner is learning how to use magic and everything, and so they're going together to figure out what's going on. There is this sighting of this ghost, and he's a tagger when he was alive, and when they manage to get him to go away, his tagging goes away with him. So they're like, it's connected to him. So then you have this guy who's found dead in one of the older tubes, which basically, if you ever see the movie Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, you'll notice that, I don't know if you see it in the shot, but if it's traditionally how they used to have the train stations back then, there's actually a opening in the ceiling that allows the steam to escape, because nobody wants to die from carbon monoxide poisoning. And so it's one of those older ones where they have the open one, and he's found with a knife. I think it's a knife. And so Peter has to figure out what is going on. Are they connected to each other and things like that? And we find out, in the simplest terms, they are connected to each other. We also have this view that the Met has about the word magic, and about how they like to call it something else when it actually is magic. Throughout this entire book, Peter is determined to figure out what is going on. And there's this really weird scene where they capture the guy, and the guy does something, and Peter ends up under the ground and in this kind of cavity. And it's an amazing scene. I thought it was really interesting, but why would you not bring handcuffs? Why would you not bring handcuffs? I don't know. It's coffee. So Peter's kind of, having to do stuff, and we encounter a race called the Whisperers. They live underground with pigs, and they make pottery and stuff like that, and they're connected to it as well. I'm not going to tell you the end of the book because I don't want to spoil it, but overall, I really did enjoy this book. I thought this was a really, really good book. I'm actually going to be getting physical editions of all of the Ben books that he has written, and the one that I'm on right now is going to be the next one that I will be acquiring, not acquiring, but buying as a physical edition. And of course, how I'm going to do my collection is not in publication order. There is in order that I read it. So, yeah. Alright, so the next one I'm actually reading two fantasy books. I'm reading Court of Miss Wings and Ruin. I'm on chapter 15 of that book, and I'm kind of so on how I feel about it. But I will tell you right away that so far it is a 2-star book. Alright, so this is Tales from the Folly. There we go. Tales from the Folly. And the first one is about, it takes place during the London Olympics, and Peter is roped into trying to do something, how should I say it, uplifting, upbeat for the Olympics. And he does not want to do it. But during the course of this really short story, it was like 36 pages, according to the Wise O Kobo here. He encounters a guy called Aaronovitch, or I think I'm butchering the man's name. He's French. He's a French wizard. And he recants a story in a coffee shop with him that talks about that during the last time that London had the Olympics, they were asked to go to the Olympics to give the French team support. And he tells Peter that at the time he did not understand exactly what kind of support that the French government was trying to get. You got to understand this: the French government was under, I believe they were under Nazi rule, or they were about to be overrun by the Nazis. I'm not exact. I don't know. Get back. The Nazis were not mentioned in it, but the French government wanted this, and so his master decides to, I'm going to break into the Folly to get something, and he's basically saying to his master, this is not right to do. We come here in the spirit of the Olympics. This is not what we're supposed to do. And he makes this really kind of comment to him about, oh, I should have allowed, the Germans to shave your head like the blah 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 that you are, all that stuff. And he gets so mad that he basically hits his master with a spell, or it might have been a woman. It probably is a woman because the S word was used. SLUT was used. So it's probably a woman. And what happens is let's say it's a woman. Her master falls down so hard that he hits his head on a pipe and he dies. And she uses a spell to hide his body. And then, of course, she goes back to France to basically live in peace and quiet. Well, she's back in England to be arrested by Nightingale for murder, because murder does not have a statute of limitations. unfortunately for what she doesn't realize is that she's been using magic for so, like, apparently she's been doing this without any kind of barriers for so long that her brain has been affected by it. So, so Peter basically duels her, wins, and she kind of says, electrocuting me was fair. Boy. However, it can be treated, and I don't even know what's going to happen. To the back, I do find out what's going to happen. She's going to be sent back to France, where she will be put in prison for that murder. Anyways, it was an interesting short story, and I really enjoyed it. So tomorrow, I'm reading one short story a day. So tomorrow, to the back, I'm going to read two of them. It says here, Waterstones liked the idea of having a special edition of the short stories so much they asked for one to be included in an exclusive edition of Whispers Underground. I've always avoided short stories before. They're a lot of work for a minimum word count and hard to sell, but writing the home crowd advantage whetted my appetite, so I agreed. I wanted something anchored in the humdrum, the everyday, and in a situation that confronts police on a daily basis. So this is The Domestic. This is 28 pages. I will be reading that tomorrow. And there is there's two parts in it. Alright. Okay. Alright, so that is it. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.